ball finds the hole up the middle.
Steps up, goes deep left side. Receiver open, count it. Touchdown, Titans! Takes a nice shot outside the goal box, and he will break the 0-0 tie. Fantastic shot by Kenlob Solon.
Giller makes a move, a good one, opportunity here, the Bears score! The Bears strike first.
He's at the 40, he's down to the 30, the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Jalen Bryan. Why not? What a beautiful run.
Maureen there, fights her off the puck, opportunity here, another sit, and a goal! Second chance effort for the Pioneers.
Put the icing on the cake, if you will, Michael. Go down and got to the outside and said good evening and good night.
Howdy, everybody, and welcome to White Bear Lake High School here at the South Campus. Tonight, the East Ridge Raptors are in town to take on your White Bear Lake Bears. Alongside Corey Franzmeyer on a Valentine's night, I'm Jeff Brand. Glad to have you with us.
Yeah, it should be an exciting game here, Jeff. Two top-notch teams from the Suburban East Conference going head-to-head this evening on Valentine's night, and it should be one for the ages.
As we take a look at the Suburban East Conference, Roseville sits atop of the conference thus far, but a big game tonight between the Raptors and the Bears.
Yeah, both teams are 9-3. Easter's got a little advantage on the overall standings, but you know, like I said a few seconds ago, two teams making a push here towards the end of the year.
Yeah, we take a look at Section 4-4A standings. And as we said, tonight's going to be a huge game and to where these two teams line up.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they're all battling for seeding. You know, Cretin, Durham Hall, Woodbury are good teams there. And there's St. Paul Central. It's always a top-notch team from the old St. Paul City Conference. So this game's got a lot of meaning here this evening.
Take a look at tonight's matchup for Eastridge. They're recently coming off a huge 65-61 win over Roseville, who, like we said, sits atop of the conference thus far.
Yeah, big win for Eastridge. That gives them a little advantage on some tiebreakers. You know, they're doing a good job, you know, putting points on the board, and they've got three top-notch players that all contribute quite a bit for this Raptor team.
On the other side for the Bears, currently on a 5-game winning streak and looking obviously to build on that tonight.
Yeah, they're a well-rounded team. They're on a hot streak right now. They've got nobody averaging double figures, but they have 5 or 6 girls averaging 8 to 9 points a game. So, like I said, they play good defense and they figure out ways to win.
Take a look at a couple of key players to watch for both teams. For the Raptors, they rely heavily on the play of senior guard Noelle Tomes.
Yep, Noelle Tomes averaging 17 points a game. Senior guard, she's definitely the catalyst for what this Raptor team does game in and game out.
And on the other side for the hometown Bears, they also rely on a senior guard in number 23, Alexa Moline.
Yeah, she doesn't have the scoring average that Tomes has, but you know, averaging almost 10 points a game. She's the leading scorer at White Bear Lake. You know, with her and 5 other girls averaging about close to the same, but you know, they're definitely a player to watch this evening.
Should be a good one tonight. A battle here in the Suburban East on Valentine's night. The Bears, the Raptors. Tip-offs next.
You've messed up your son's haircut. Do you try to fix it? Work with what you've got? Or show solidarity?
Thank you, baby. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Yeah, welcome back here to White Bear Lake at the South Campus as we get set for tonight's matchup between the Raptors from Eastridge in town to take on your White Bear Lake Bears. Alongside Corey Franzmeyer, I'm Jeb Brand, excited to be here tonight on a beautiful Valentine's night. Balmy 33 degrees outside.
Yeah, phenomenal out early spring. You know, hopefully here, I'm sure, you know, it's Minnesota. It's always unpredictable. We'll probably get hit with a little more cold and some snow, but right now I think we're enjoying it. And here we are, Valentine's night. We got a big tilt here against a couple Suburban East teams in Eastridge and White Bear Lake, and you know, here we go.
We take a look at the Eastridge remaining schedule as they close out February. With a couple of games in town here, and at this point, obviously, Corey, every game is crucial when both teams sit so high up in the standings.
Yeah, they're you know, Eastridge's got a nice little you know, schedule here remaining against, you know, 3 teams they should beat. You know, you never know. That's why you got to lace them up and play. But Eastridge has got a nice little, after this big game here, you know, going into section playoff.
And we take a look at the Bears' remaining schedule as they close out February. They'll have the Raiders from Cretin-Derham Hall in town, and then finish the final 2 on the road.
Yeah, and Mountains View, you know, they're 0-12 in the conference and 4-18 overall, and that one should be a game in hand and win that one. But then they finish with Roseville, so I mean, they win tonight and beat Roseville in the last game. Next thing you know, White Bear Lake's conference champions. So
we talked about how the Raptors are coming off a big win against Roseville, 65-61. And so, as we talked, it's going to be key on these final games as we take a look at those standings where the Raiders sit with an impressive 18-4 overall.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we've taken a look here, and they're tied up there, but Eastridge has a tiebreaker early on in the season. About a month ago in January, Eastridge beat White Bear Lake on their home court by 11. So right now they got the tiebreaker, and you know, they're kind of sitting in the driver's seat with beating Roseville, as well as you know, who's going to win this conference championship here.
Absolutely, as we are just about set to get underway. Both teams have now breaking the huddle. We take a look at our officials for tonight's game. The White Bear Lake Bears in the hometown blaze orange, and the Raptors in the white with the cool reptile look down the sides of the uniforms. Should be a great battle this evening tonight, Suburban East.
Yeah, White Bear, just a well-rounded team, and you know, they've got a handful of girls kind of averaging about the same. So, you know, look to see really kind of a good team effort from White Bear. And for Eastridge, you know, keep an eye on you know, the players we talked about in the pregame.
Tip goes by the way of the Bears, and Moline here now sets the offense for White Bear Lake, swings it up top. Farron in a near turnover, but picked up by Anderson. Sent up top. And now they try to work it down inside. Kicked back out. Back inside, good defense, turned over by the Bears. And now back the other way come the Raptors. Nearly called for a travel there, but able to go hard to the bucket, draw the foul, and early on, the Raptors will get their first shot as Emma Storr draws the contact. She'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, nice defense there by the Raptor center, Kellen Knoll, the 6-foot senior center, to get the early steal and give Eastridge an opportunity here to get the early lead.
Storr, one of the captains here for the Raptors, the senior, as she goes hard to the bucket there, finds herself at the line. She's able to go 1 of 2, and the Raptors strike first. Back the other way come the Bears. This is Anderson swinging around. Now up top, Cregan has the ball momentarily, and it's into the hands of Perrin. Now Moline sends it around. White Bear look, trying to find the open look, is hard to the bucket, and a good defensive play again by the Raptors. Able to get her own rebound was Anderson, and now it's turned over. Back the other way, Storr slows it down for the Raptors. Inside, up and in, it's good, and that's Noelle Tomes, who we spoke about in our pregame.
Yeah, she made that bucket look easy, and you know, so far, a couple minutes into the game here, the senior center, Knoll, has been a defensive force, you know, and how easy Tomes made that bucket look. You know, it's definitely definitely both ends of the floor type of team here.
Jordan Frand with a good hard look inside is able to pick up the contact, so she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Early on, Eastridge out to a 3-0 lead. as Ferran hits her first. And we say it just about every broadcast, but it always seems to come down to the charity stripe and which team has a higher percentage of free throws typically is looking good towards the end of the game on the winning side of things. Is sent around now here is up top. Inside, they go down low and up and in, and it's good for the Raptors. And that's the tall one, Kellen Knoll, on the board for Eastridge. From outside, just off the rim there, Knoll with the rebound. In the outlet, back the other way. Tomes sends it around. Good ball movement now by the Raptors. Now Storr from the top of the key will send it down. Johnson up top to Knoll. And now Storr hard to the bucket, tries to go up. No foul called there. As back the other way come the Bears. Anderson inside, can't get it to go. Good look, and I think Tessa Anderson would like to have that one back.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what, just early on with this Raptors team, I mean, this is a 17-5 overall team fighting for the Suburban East Conference. And they've, basically their whole starting lineup are seniors averaging double figures. So this is definitely a team, looking to make some sort of a run here.
Nice full court pressure by the Bears leads to a turnover, but unable to get it to go as they continue to battle inside. And up again hard with it was Ferran. Draws the contact. She'll go back to the line to shoot two. Jordan Ferran, the 6'2" junior, gonna have her hands full tonight as Kellen Knoll on the other side. And they come in at about the same height. Now back the other way come the Raptors. Again, Tomes sends it over. Storr, and she's called for the travel. Moved a step too early.
Yeah, the early feelings about this White Bear team is, they're pretty fundamentally sound. They have no superstars, and they're definitely patient on the offensive end, which is what I like to see. They take their time and they wait for a good look. They don't rush anything and they don't force anything.
Inside, an open look, but can't get it to go again. Were the Bears. And that was a good take there by Pregame, but just off the rim. So early on here, White Bear Lakes had a couple of open looks, but just mentally hasn't been able to get the ball to drop. 5-3 game here early on. Raptors lead it by 2. As Tomes drives to the bucket, picks up the contact, and she'll head to the line for 2.
Yeah, she's definitely got a very nice offensive skill set. You can see she is she's fearless to the hole, and she definitely has the ability to finish.
Smooth stroke at the line as she makes the first. The Raptors have doubled their lead. And checking in for the Bears is Claire Oddmark. As Pregame will take a breather. Tomes perfect at the line. It's a 7-3 game. Now White Bear Lake looks to set their offense again, looking to go inside. Hard to the bucket, up but unable to go. Offensive rebound, a nice job there from deep and just off the rim. Kennel with the rebound, and there's going to be a foul called. Looks like Courtney Crouch will pick up the foul as she reached in on Kennel.
Yeah, I think Kennel's going to be a tough one for White Bear to contain here this evening. Just not even, putting up a bunch of points on the offensive end, but just defensively. I don't think they quite have an offensive player, size-wise that can post her up. And, I don't know if they have the skill set to drive and get past her under the basket.
Shot outside is good by Storr. Again, good ball movement by the Raptors, which leads to another bucket now. 9-3, they lead it. 13:40 left to play here in the first half. top, White Bear Lake swings it around. Now they come inside. Trying to get some separation. Again, back up top. Now from the far side. Crouch up and in, and Crouch is able to get the bucket. A nice job there by Courtney Crouch to find some separation.
Yeah, you can see a little bit. They started to scramble on that offensive position, and they calmed down, and they did what we talked about earlier, Jeb, is they were patient, and you know, they waited for the nice clean look.
Outside now as Tomes drives up hard, air ball there, but it goes off of Crouch. And it looks like White Bear Lake might have gotten away with one here, as they're going to say it's going the other way. And so it's a Bears ball. Might have missed one there, but nevertheless, the Bears, Crouch will lead it up the court. As Crouch sends it over now as Oddmark up top into the hands of Farron. And now down inside, hard and up, and a nice drive there. But just couldn't get it to fall, but a good look there for Janicki. Now back the other way. They try to find Kennel inside. They do, and it's good. A good look there by Tomes. And she got Kennel down under the bucket, and an easy 2 for the Raptors.
Yeah, you talk about, you know, you got a guard like Tomes averaging 17 points a game, and you know, such a presence down low like Cano, and you know, you can see that guard center relationship, you know, playing out right there, Jeb.
Absolutely. When you do have, like you said, a guard that can score so much, you got to respect the outside shot or the drive, and then when she dumps it off to the big 6-footer underneath the bucket, it's tough to play against. Some nifty ball handling there momentarily. Now hard to the bucket again, but unable to get it to go was Janicki. Bounced around. Some contact as Kennel took an elbow up high. And it'll remain as an East Ridge ball.
Yeah, as you can see, the physical play there, and East Ridge will keep the ball and see if they can add to their lead.
12 minutes left here, opening half from White Bear Lake on a Valentine's night. I'm Jeb Brand, joined tonight with Corey Franzmeyer. And Raptors in town to take on the Bears. A turnover here, back the other way comes White Bear Lake. Kicked it outside, Crouch from the corner, and that one hit the side of the glass there and rolled out of the bounce. And it'll be East Ridge ball.
Yeah, as you can see, you know, with White Bear, how we talked about early in the game, just stats-wise, how they don't have a player in double figures. As you can actually see that, you know, on the offensive end of the floor, they don't really have a true ball handler or a true kind of go-to player. You know, I mean, they have a nice team chemistry and everything, but, you know, sometimes in the game of basketball, it's nice to have that one player that can kind of take over the game at times.
Absolutely. It's looking tough for them thus far as everyone trying to be that go-to and really just haven't had the greatest of looks. Now, Tomes back the other way, fast break in, the floater up off the front of the rim. And now White Bear Lake will head back the other way. Farron with the ball, and she'll hand it off to Janicki. Looks like we got a call again on the Bears. So early on, Eastridge has certainly had controlled the momentum. We get a timeout here with just under 11 minutes left to play. As the head coach, Jeremy Post, calls a timeout. Folks, we want to remind you, we're always looking for great volunteers here at On Location TV 19. If you're interested, you can shoot Arlen Becker a call at the number on your screen there, 651-747-3821. Or you can shoot him an email at arlen@onlocationtv.org. We're always looking for folks to run the cameras or work the truck, or maybe even come and join in on a broadcast or two.
A little journey on the overhead here, and here we are, Valentine's Day, and watching this phenomenal Suburban East matchup, Jeb.
Yeah, a lovely evening like we talked about earlier, a balmy heat wave in town thus far, and So far, a lovely display if you're a Raptors fan, as they lead at 13-5 with just under 11 minutes to play here in the opening half. Have kind of controlled most of the momentum and really this up and down the court thus far. We'll see if the Bears can make some adjustments off of the timeout. Is Sexy now at the top of the key. Hands it off to Storr and now swung around. That's Johnson back over to Storr. Now Storr hands it off to Sexy. Now Storr from the left side will hand off to Tomes. And she'll regroup a bit at the top of the key. Now Sexy at the top of the key. And Storr will take over. Good job by the Bears on the defensive stand. It's kicked up top. Sexy elects not to take it. She's called on the travel. And a great defensive stand by White Bear Lake, and I think that's just what they needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Mariah Sexy there, she's averaging 15 points a game, and, that's the first time we've said her name so far here in the first half was on a travel. So, I mean, it's they've definitely been able to contain her so far this evening, and a big bucket there. And, maybe White Bears got a little momentum going here.
Oddmark hits the 8-footer, and just like that, it's a 13-7 game. White Bear Lake trying to shift the momentum a bit here. There's now an offensive foul called on Storr. Not happy with the call. And just like that, a couple of quick breaks the other way. We'll see if the Bears can capitalize on it.
Yeah, kind of the White Bears just kind of playing their kind of steady, well-rounded, team-oriented basketball here. And, we'll see if it keeps them in the game and keeps this game close here with Eastridge high-power, all-star type lineup.
Farron again draws the contact. She'll head back to the line. And at this point, with the tall center, Kellen Kennel, out of the game momentarily for the Raptors, the Bears are looking to get inside. And again, they've got Farron at the line, who's been good thus far.
Yeah, absolutely. She's doing a fine job. She scored all 4 of her points on free throws, and overall she's 4 or 5 from the line as we speak.
9:30 left to play here as Lauren Johnson comes out for the Raptors for a breather. They get Kennel right back into the game. And that tall under the hoop presence has certainly been a factor here early on. Storr brings it up. It's sent over, nearly intercepted there. And now travel again called on the Raptors as Seifert was unable to get rid of it in time. And again, we'll see if the Bears can capitalize on the momentum.
Yeah, 3 straight turnovers by Eastridge, and has given White Bear plenty of confidence here as we creep deeper into this first half.
A good look there for a 3 opportunity, but couldn't get it to go. Now Eastridge again, Sexy from up top, hands off to Storr. And it's swung around inside. Kennel has it turned over, tipped, and back the other way with steam comes Oddmark. Oddmark leaves it behind. Janicki for 3. And just off the mark there. That one goes out of play.
Well, at least she's able to shake that one off a little bit. She's got a smile on her face. I'm sure she's not happy about it, but if he's got a short memory and has the confidence to jack up another one if the opportunity comes up.
And again, the Bears able to turn over the Raptors. The last few trips down the floor, some good White Bear Lake defense. As Eastridge will have a couple of players back into the game as Lauren Johnson, and Stowe checks back in, or Tomes, excuse me.
Yeah, Storr took a seat, and she's actually the leading scorer. She averages a little over 6 points a game, and she's got 5 already in this first half, so she's been very productive here and deserves that well-needed breather.
Now White Bear again from up top. This is Ferrand inside and able to get it to go. A good bucket there again by Jordan Ferrand. Now up top, Tomes Sends it over, and good defensive play by Moline to get a hand on it. And now we'll see some substitutions for the Bears.
Yeah, they did a nice job of creeping their way back in there. You know, they were down by 8 points there, and when we had that timeout called, and you know, they kind of slow and steadied their way back. And Eastridge, you know, turned the ball over a few times, and now here we are with a 13-11 game and 8 minutes left in the first half, and it's been all what we thought it would be.
As the Raptors inbound now. And Johnson from up top will hand off to Kennel. Kennel leaves behind where Tomes takes over, looks to set up the offense. Swings it over again. They go inside to Kennel. Hard to the bucket, no call. And back come the Bears. Sent around, Janicki sends it over. Up top and just off the back rim. A great look there for Perrin, but couldn't get it to drop. Tomes steps back. That one's just short. A good bucket by, good rebound, I should say, by Kennel. Picks up the contact, and she'll head back to the line.
Yeah, definitely, you know, just a force down low. And, you know, I don't know if White Bears got an answer. And then to go along with it, you've got number 50, the other senior 6-footer for Eastridge, who's been fairly quiet tonight, Mariah Sexay, to go along with Canal. So they're definitely, you know, got a pair of twin towers, if you will, down low for this Eastridge girls team.
Unable to capitalize at the stripe, and so it remains a 2-point ball game. The Bears inside, trying to kick it out, and it's nicely recovered by Janicki. Now swung around, up top, Cregan hands back off. They try to go inside. Perrin kicks it out. Janicki again, hard to the bucket, can't get it to go. Good look for Janicki, but just unable to get it to drop.
Yeah, yeah, White Bears had a few of those plays here so far, you know, maybe four to five of them where they get the nice ball movement and they get the open players streaking to the basket, and they've just been unable to finish.
Jump ball here, looks like possession will stick with the Raptors. 6:40 left to play in this opening half as Storr checks back into the game. And Seifert takes a break for the Raptors. Storr to inbound. Tomes now up top. Back to Storr. Storr kicks it over. Sexay from the corner, and that one's off the mark. And back come the Bears, and a reach-in called on Storr. Not happy with the call, but nevertheless, it's White Bear Lake's ball.
Good. Keep being aggressive, guys.
Sent around now as Janicki sends it up top. And Farron hands it off to Sophie Janicki. Back down low to Farron. And she had Sexay right on her. Now Farron trying to create some separation. Sends it over. It's kicked back out. Jordan Farron. And that one rattles off the rim. You know, Corey, if a couple of these would drop for the Bears, this fan base behind us would just explode, and it's certainly, they kind of have the momentum already, but it'd be interesting to see if they could get a couple of those to fall their way.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they've played some, you know, nice defense against a good offensive Eastridge team, and, you know, like we talked about earlier, you know, they've had a few opportunities where they get the open players striking to the basket and they just don't capitalize, and they've actually had some good looks at some open jump shots as well, and they just haven't capitalized. And I think that's what you can kind of see when it comes to their offense, you know, where you've got, you know, 5 girls averaging, you know, between 8 and 10 points. They don't really have that go-to player that can hit those big buckets, you know, right now. So
Tomes from the line's able to get it to go. It's 15-11. Eastridge leads it. Just under 6 minutes left to play now as White Bear Lake looks to tie this one up, see if they can open it up. Farron up top hands it off. Now Anderson sends it over. And again, now Farron from the top of the key. Inside, a good look up, but again, unable to get it to go. Tomes with the rebound for the Raptors. And back Eastridge comes from 3 off the front of the rim. Kicked around, and now Tomes will slow it down again for Eastridge.
Yeah, kind of a little bit of a trigger-happy play there for kind of the pace of play of this game is, for her to come down and just take that quick jump shot there, I mean, you might as well just kind of hold on and see if you get an offensive set. But, when you're feeling it, you got that kind of shooting guard mentality. That's kind of how you roll.
Yeah, and they've certainly done a nice job of moving it around. And you see there, just Kennel unable to get that one to go. And near turnover there. It's good hands by the Bears defense, but it winds up into the hands of Storr now at the top of the key. Sent around is Johnson. Now Sexy just off the back of the rim, rebound, and back the other way comes White Bear Lake. Oddmark hard to the bucket. 2 gals on her, and she'll head to the line.
Yeah, Oddmark, the old 6-foot sophomore, gets her first crack at getting on the scoreboard here. But yeah, she had that open look jump shot that she thought twice about taking and drove it to the hole and drew the foul. And White Bears been doing a good job on the free throw line, and that's part of why they're in this game here.
So far, just from what you and I can see, it seems like Jordan Farron, the 6'2" junior, is listed as a center, but she's been doing a lot of the ball handling for the Bears, kind of setting the offense. And we talked about them not really having a true go-to player that they can rely on. Just from what I can see thus far, it looks like Farron's kind of taking on that role.
Yeah, and being a sophomore, it's sometimes it takes a while to develop in that. And now as they're getting closer towards the end of the regular season in the sections, she's kind of developed into that player and handling the ball, and she leads the way here with 7 points for the Bears this evening.
A little miscommunication for White Bear Lake results in a turnover, and now Tomes comes back the other way for Eastridge. 15-13, they lead it. 4 minutes left to play here in the half. Try to go inside, it's bounced around up top, and the travel again is called on Yakavella as she moved a step too early.
Yeah, definitely. White Bears done a great job of getting Eastridge out of their game. For a team that averages almost 60 points a game and has 3 players in double figures offensively, they just been out of all kinds of sorts.
And again, Farron strong inside is able to get it to go, and we are tied here as timeout is called by head coach Jeremy Post. And folks, we want to remind you to join us on location TV 19 for Sports Path. We're live every other Wednesday at 7 o'clock here on Channel 19, where we've got highlights and interviews and trivia questions and so much more. That's Sports Path every other Wednesday, 7 o'clock, only on Channel 19.
Yeah, Jordan Farron leading the way here in this game with 9 points for both teams. You picked up on it there, Jeb, the sophomore. They don't have a go-to, a player on the stat sheet, but, for being their center, she handles the ball and she's taking some outside jump shots, and she's done a great job down low going up against the senior from Eastridge, Kellen Cano.
And she's going to get a bit of a breather here as 3:40 left to play here in the half. A whistle called there as another foul picked up by the Bears will send Sexay to the line as the Raptors are in the bonus at this point.
Yeah, the senior forward here, Sexay averaging 15 a game, and she's still looking to get on the scoreboard here, so we'll see how that shakes out.
The 1-and-1, the first is good, so upcoming will be her second as she now gets onto the stat sheet. Just off the back of the rim on the second. And now White Bear Lake swings it over. As Cregan goes back inside and up right away. And a nice bucket there as Jordan Farron steps back into the game and again impacts the game in a positive way for White Bear Lake.
Yeah, the first player to go into double figures here for the game and gives White Bear first lead of the game.
Tomes up hard and a good bucket for Eastridge as they answer back. Now Anderson sends it over into the hands of Cregan and then back over to Oddmark. Farron from up top swings it around, and now Anderson will hand off again to Cregan. And the foul is called on Storr. And White Bear Lake also in the bonus, and so Cregan will head to the line for the 1-and-1.
Yeah, we haven't, we highlighted Alexa Moline early in the game, you know, averaging 9.9 points a game, and we haven't seen or heard much of her in the game here, so we'll see if that plays a factor at all in the second half.
Yeah, it's been all Jordan Farron thus far for the Bears. Now Tomes crosses center court. Sexay throws a good pick there, but Tomes can't get it to go. Follows the shot and able to get the offensive rebound and able to chew off a little bit more time as the Raptors lead it by 1 here late in this first half. Turnover now, back the other way comes the Bears. Janicki hard to the bucket, picks up the foul. She'll head to the line to shoot 2. A nice job there by Ella Janicki as the freshman knifed her way down to the bucket and is able to head herself to the line.
Yeah, White Bear has done a nice job this evening of getting to the bucket, and you know, when they haven't capitalized, they have drawn some fouls and gotten to the line, and it's definitely been most of their offense here this evening.
18-17, Eastridge leads it with 2:20 left to play here in the opening half. Janicki able to get the second to go. We're all knotted up. White Bear Lake decides to stick with the man-to-man coverage. Early on, they were running a bit of a press, which seemed to pay dividends. Now from outside, Jacopella, and that one's just off. Unable to catch any iron there, but it'll remain with Eastridge as the Bears again a little bottled up in their own end.
Yeah, that was a huge hustle play there by number 12, Noel Tomei. That was an air ball miss, and you know, she leaped out of bounds and saved that ball from going out, and then White Bear Lake girl touched it, and here we are, Eastridge with another chance.
They swing it around now. Jacopella inside, trying to get it into the hands of Sexay, and it's deflected out, and it'll be White Bear Lake ball with under 2 minutes left to play here in the first half.
You know, it's always a coach's dream, I guess, you know, coming in with a game plan when a team with a better record and some high scoring, kind of a different style of play comes into your house, and White Bears done everything perfectly to get Eastridge to play their game this evening so far.
Tomei now from the side tries to open it up now from outside. A nice shot there. It's kicked back out. Sexy, and that one's off the iron. And the foul's picked up there as Michaela Cregan with the rebound, and she'll go to the line for the 1-and-1. So good job there by the senior to corral the rebound and then also pick up the contact to see if White Bear can look at their first lead here.
Yeah, they started off pretty hot on the free throw line, and gotten a little cold here as of late as this first half winds down.
And actually, the Bears now in the double bonus, and so that's why Cregan has the second opportunity. Can't get that to go, but an offensive board, and unable to. Looks like the ball will stay with White Bear Lake. So we're all tied up, 18 apiece. White Bear Lake in the double bonus, the Raptors in the single. 1:12 left to play in the half. kick down, it's turned over. Now Tomei back the other way for the Raptors. White Bears still looking for their first lead here tonight as Tomes pulls up, gets the 8-footer to go, and a nice pull-up jumper there by Noelle Tomes.
Yeah, nice jumper there, and she's the first Eastridge gal to get in the double figures this evening. She's leading the way for the Raptors with 10 points.
Stripped there by Yakafella as she swings it over. Now Tomei again from the top looks to chew out the final minutes. Trying to go inside to Sexay. It's deflected. Now up top again, swung over. As back into the hands of Tomei. 25 seconds remain in the half. 2-point ball game. Seifert now inside. Sexay, the left hand up, and it's good. And Eastridge now a 4-point lead with only 10 seconds left to play here in the half.
Yeah, Sexay finally showed her presence down low with that nice low post bucket.
White Bear looking for that last shot. Got it up, but unable to get it to go. That was Claire Oddmark. And so after one, Eastridge leads it 22-18 thus far.
Yeah, it's been a low-scoring affair for a team in Eastridge that averages 59 points and White Bear averages 54 to be 22-18 here after the first half. It's going to be interesting to see if the pace picks up a little bit in the second half there, Jeff.
We'll see what head coach Jeremy Post thinks as he'll chat with his gals at halftime here. We'll be back with our second half between the Raptors and the Bears right after this. Stay tuned.
We've all seen stories of conflict that ended with peace. We've seen stories of hunger end in abundance. We see stories of fear, despair, and poverty, but they can end with courage, hope, and love. With you. Be a part of writing a story that's greater than poverty. Learn how at worldvision.org.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean, separate, cook, and chill. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our technical skills, our math, our engineering skills. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our organizational skills, our problem-solving skills. You're going to need our determination, our honesty, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Drownings are a leading cause of death for young children. Simple safety steps are the best way to prevent these tragedies. Make sure kids learn how to swim. Always watch them in and around water. Properly fence all pools and stay away from drains. Consider the steps you take, then add a few more. Because you never know which pool safety step will save a life until it does. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
Yeah, welcome back as we get set to start our second half where the Raptors lead at 22-18 over the Bears. And Corey, pretty good first half. White Bear Lake clawed their way back into it, tied it up, but just yet to take the lead thus far.
Yeah, it was a well contested game. They're back and forth. And yeah, White Bear, they made Eastridge play the game that White Bear wanted to play, and that was kind of a slug it out, almost like a street fight, if you will. And think that's why we got this low-scoring, close contested game.
You seen early on there, we were highlighting Jordan Farron, who's been key tonight for the Bears as she leads the Bears in scoring thus far and has been a presence on both ends of the floors. We'll see how her second half is and if she can propel the Bears to a victory tonight in this Suburban East battle here with the Raptors. As we're back underway, Storr swings it around up top. Sexy now over to the side for Johnson. Johnson will hand it off to Kennel up top. Storr from the corner, inside, Sexy up and in, and Eastridge goes right back to work here early on second half.
Yeah, it took a little bit for Sexy to get it going here this evening, but you know, she's on the board with 5 points here, and you know, could be a player to watch here as we, you know, get deeper and deeper into this second half of this ball game.
Cregan now up top to Farron. Farron inside, looks to go up. Good defense there by Kennel, and now fast break the other way as Tomei inside for Storr, and she's got to pull it back out. Inside to Kennel. Kennel goes up hard, can't get it to go. And over the back is called on Sexy, and the ball will go into the hands of the Bears.
Yeah, Kennel played a real nice early part of the first half, was a real defensive presence, and you know, some would say kind of set the tone of the game, you know, for most of the first half, and was on the bench with a little foul trouble in the winding minutes of the first half, and I think it gave White Bear an opportunity to get back in this game.
From outside, off the front of the rim, but a good rebound by Farron. Offensive board for the junior. Now sent up top as Cregan takes it from the key. Swung around. Now back up top again. Farron sets the offense in hard. Left hand up. Can't get it to go, but again, a great job by Farron to get the offensive board. And the possession will stay this time again with the Raptors, but nonetheless a good job by Jordan Farron. Tomei now sends it over to Storr from the corner, up and just off the front of the rim for the senior guard. Back the other way inside, they try to find Farron deep. A good D there by Sexy as we looted it early. Kennel and Sexy inside of the two Twin Towers. Certainly got a height advantage on the Bears. Well, now called for the travel there, so White Bear Lake will inbound from underneath the bucket.
Yeah, it's definitely been a faster pace, you know, early part of the second half here than what we saw at the winding minutes of the first half. You know, both teams coming out of the locker room, a lot of energy and trying to set the tone here.
Now from outside, and they get it to go. It's the first tray tonight as Claire Oddmark strikes from outside.
Yeah, I think her foot was on the line there, Jeb. I think that was only 2, but nonetheless.
Nonetheless, a good shot by Oddmark. And now a 4-point lead is all it is for the Raptors. We'll see if the Bears defense again inside and up hard was Lauren Johnson able to draw the contact. She'll go to the line for 2. Moline picks up the foul for White Bear Lake. First one's good. It's now a 5-point lead for Eastridge.
That's her third foul of the game, and that's why she sat out most of the first half after drawing 2 quick fouls, and now she picks up her third.
Good again, it is as Lauren Johnson from the line. Now White Bear Lake on the other end. Farron will swing it up top. Into the hands of Crouch, and now over to Cregan. Oddmark now from the corner, tries to drive. Oddmark kicks it out. Cregan back up top, and now inside to Farron. Kicked out to Crouch. Crouch looks for some separation. Good job by Eastridge now on the defensive side of things as Cregan tries to penetrate. Now Crouch in with the floater, but can't get it to go. Eastridge able to recover the ball. It's Tomei back the other way for the Raptors.
Yeah, another situation for White Bear where they they work the ball around and get the good look, and they just unable to finish with the easy basket.
Now Kennel sends it over. Storr swings it around. Tome from the top will go to Sexy. Sexy hands off to Kennel. Kennel drives, spins, and goes hard to the bucket, picks up the foul. And so Kellen Kennel will go back to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, I don't think there was any doubt in her mind that she was taking that ball to the basket and taking it hard there on that one.
Farron picks up her second. The head coach Jeremy Post for the White Bear Lake Bears is kind of like a hockey line change going on here, as we've seen a number of different gals come and go for the Bears.
Oh yeah, he's gone deep to that bench for sure. I mean, he's had at least 10 to 12 different girls on the floor at any given time, and creates for fresh legs and some mismatch type situations by just always interchanging with fresh legs.
Janicki now tries to go inside and picks up the foul there. Some folks in the fans not too excited with the call. On the flip side, head coach Glenn Worm for the Raptors. He's got kind of his solid statue 4 and then interchanges a player or two.
Oh yeah, he's got his go-to 4, and then he's got about 3. They seem to be about a seven team deep. 6 to 7 girls in and out of the game for East Ridge. Tomes, I don't believe she's left the floor yet this evening, but she doesn't look winded, and she's always definitely one of the go-to girls on this Raptors team.
Absolutely, Tomes and Storr, a couple of captains for the Raptors, along with Kennel and Sexy, and the 4 of them have seen quite a bit of playing time here tonight. It's a 7-point lead for the Raptors as Janicki now drives for White Bear, kicked out. Crouch is able to corral it there, and now inside. Up and hard with it, and a nice job there by Sophie Janicki to get the ball to drop. Now it's a 5-point lead for Eastridge. 13 minutes left to play here. This one bounced around but held in nicely by Johnson. Now Kennel up top sends it down to Storr. Storr back to Kennel, inside hard. Contact there, but no call as Kennel continues to battle inside. And it'll stay Raptors ball.
Yeah, they might have, Kennel might have got away with a little offensive foul there early in the possession, and then, was kind of just letting them play because I think White Bear might have got away with one there on that one. So.
And here the travel is called on Kennel. And so it's a turnover for Eastridge. A 5-point lead for Eastridge. We'll see what White Bear Lake can do as Courtney Crouch now heads up the floor. She's got Tomes on her. And it's sent over to Janicki. Janicki drives, kicks it out. Crouch up top now. Janicki from beyond the arc. Counted. The tray is good for Sophie Janicki. It couldn't have come at a better time. It's now a 2-point ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. For a gal who hasn't scored anything all evening, and then come out here firing 5 straight points to get the Bears right back in the game. Nice job.
Tomes now sends it over to Storr for Eastridge. Up top to Kennel. Back to Tomes. She drives the lane. A lot of contact, but happened certainly before she went up. So Eastridge will inbound underneath the bucket. It looks like the call was will go against Crouch, so she'll check out of the game as that's her 3rd. Now White Bear Lake looking for their first lead of the ball game tonight as Eastridge sets up the offense. Johnson swings it over to Tomes. Now Tomes with Anderson on her. Tomes goes hard. Right side, sent up just off the front of the rim. Anderson back the other way for White Bear Lake. Inside, it's the 10-footer, can't get it to go. That was Perrin. And back the other way comes Lauren Johnson. It's swung over to Storr. And a timeout's called by head coach Glenn Worm. And folks, we want to remind you to join us on our social media outlets and Facebook and Twitter. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TV19sports. Or you can certainly follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/TV19sports. We'll have all our latest updates and upcoming broadcasts. And that gal right there, I think, logging on. Yep, and a like there and a quick follow on Twitter. Appreciate all the social media likes we can get. We'll take a look at head coach Jeremy Post there is trying to figure out what they need to do to grab a lead in this ball game.
Yeah, no, I mean they've had a couple 1-point leads there towards the end of the first half, but yeah, other than that, it's been, mostly Eastridge, holding the lead in this game. But it's been a lot of what we saw in the first half there, Jeb. It's each team, they've had to earn their baskets this evening. I mean, nothing's been free, nothing's been given them, and neither team has really went on a substantial run other than an early one by Eastridge to start the game. But yeah, this has been a hard-fought game here, and I don't see why it wouldn't go right down to the wire here as we, continue to watch this second half.
Yeah, and actually the run that Eastridge kind of got out to an early start, it's almost like White Bear Lake answered it when they kind of clawed their way back in. But yeah, you're right. I was forgetting that late in that first half where White Bear Lake did have a couple of times where they went up by one and then down one and then back up by one. So they have had a lead in tonight's game, looking to maybe get out and get a little cushion here at home. I know the fans are certainly clamoring for them to go on a run here as they swing it around up top now. Down inside, Perrin turns around, hands it back to Janicki. Now Perrin from beyond the arc sends it up. It's off the back rim. Rebound by Sexay, and now the outlet to Storr. Storr on the far side will hand it off to Tomes. And Tomes has got Anderson guarding her. Johnson has that one near blocked, picked up by Perrin. Not sure who got a hand on it. A good defense by White Bear Lake to create the turnover. Sicard now swings it around, and Perrin from up top. And Janicki. Janicki will send it down low. Back up top from beyond the arc, and it's good. The Janicki sisters pair up, and this time it's Ella with the tray. And the Bears take a 1-point lead now, 28-27 with 9:40 left to play.
Yeah, great shot there. It was one of those situations. She had that air ball there about halfway through the first half and kind of walked it off and smiled. She second-guessed herself a bit there for a second, but stepped up and knocked down that big shot to give White Bear their second lead of the evening.
Storr picks up the contact here, so she'll head back to the line for Eastridge. As White Bear Lake takes the lead, 28-27, 9:26 left to play here in the ball game on Valentine's night. Alongside Mr. Corey Franzmeyer, I'm Jeb Brand. As both teams now will make some substitutions.
Well, it looks like White Bear just changed the whole line there. I think they went the whole floor, and I was just going to say, Coach Post, I'm impressed how much confidence he has in his girls top to bottom on the roster, because, Farron hasn't seen the floor in a handful of minutes, and she's leading the way with 11. So obviously he's got confidence in anybody on the floor to play defense and take smart shots. So, no one person's bigger than the team, and it'll be interesting to see, how he works his bench and substitutions as the game goes on.
Farron now from up top of the key. She swings it over. Oddmark drives and now kicks it out to Cregan. White Bear Lake, trying to find an open look is now Farron with Kennel on her. It's sent into the corner. And it's sent up top now. And it's the turnover there by Moline. Back the other way comes Tomes for Eastridge. Tries to go hard to the bucket. Cregan cut her off. Now Kennel inside. And the tip there. And it'll be White Bear Lake's ball. Last touched apparently by Kellen Kennel.
Yeah, I think she just got that last minute finger, but great defensive play on the defensive end. And she, like I said, she hasn't done much offensively with her opportunities she's had this evening, but she's definitely done a nice job this evening on the defensive end.
Now Janicki here with Johnson on her. Oddmark gets the ball. They try to go inside to Farron. It's a bit of an errant pass. Turnover there. Now Storr back the other way for Eastridge. Storr hard to the bucket, up with the left. And she says that they call the travel on Storr. So a tough break for the senior guard for the Raptors. Now 8 minutes left to play as Moline for the Bears. Inside to Farron. Farron hands off to Janicki. Janicki with a move. And she had Sexay right on her, and a significant height difference there. Farron inside hard and up with the left. Picks up the contact, and she's done a fantastic job all night of drawing contact inside and finding her way back to the line.
Yeah, and not only that, but she shoots at a high percentage from the free throw line. 5 for 6 overall this evening, and 5 of her 11 points are from the free throw line as she misses there.
Now the Bears trail by 1 here as Farron tries to tie us up at 29. That she does. We're all knotted up with 7:35 here left to play. Cregan now guards as Tomes heads-mans the ball. And hand it off to Kennel. Now Johnson. Back to Tomes. Good ball movement now by the Raptors as they swing it around. Tomes drives hard to the bucket and gets it to go. Just kind of blew by the White Bear defense there. Noelle Tomes with a nice basket for Eastridge.
Yeah, Tomes is going to be the kind of player to take over a game here. I mean, she's about the only player on the floor that has that true speed, offensive finishing skills that we have out here, and it could be all her here down the stretch.
There it is again as Tomes hits from the corner on a nice pass by Storr, and just like that, Mr. Post is forced to call a timeout and stop the bleeding.
Yeah, that gives Tomes 15 points on the evening, and like I was touching on there right as she hit that big three was, when it comes to skill sets and, kind of what we've seen here this evening, she is the only game-changing offensive, scorer out here, and it could be all her here with, a little over 6 minutes to play here.
Nice shot there as she was in the coffin corner, as they say, and was able to bury it. 34-29 now. Eastridge sits with a lead as they have for most of tonight's ball game. White Bear Lake has certainly made a couple of pushes. We'll see what Mr. Post has in mind to find a way to get out to a little bit of a lead and see if they can hold on here and win a big one tonight on their home floor.
Yeah, the fact that, he's 10 to 12 girls deep on here, maybe he can mix up just the right rotation here over the next few minutes to, creep back into it here down 5.
We'll see what he goes with. He's got Moline and Farron, Oddmark, Crouch, and Janicki now in the ball game. We'll see what they can do. 6:45 left to play as the Bears trail by 5. Crouch now with Tomes on her. Hand it off to Moline. Moline goes inside to Farron. Back out to Moline. Now swung around. Oddmark will hand off to Moline. Back inside as Farron has it stripped from behind from Tomes. A turnover by White Bear Lake. Back comes Eastridge. Now Sexay inside to Kennel. Kennel up top. Tomes again pulls up. And this one rattles off the rims, but a good job by Johnson to get the rebound. And then it's Sexay inside. Another offensive board for Eastridge. And it's 36-29, Raptors.
Yeah, it's going to be tough with Sexay and Canole down low here to try to, they're going to create a lot of second chance opportunities for Eastridge here down the stretch.
This one's just off the hands of Oddmark on a pass by Crouch. Another White Bear Lake turnover, and with only 5:41 left to play, they got to take advantage of every trip down on the offensive side of the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. And if Eastridge continues to take care of the ball and play good, smart, fundamental basketball here, it's going to be tough for White Bear to mount much of a comeback because of their inability to score quick points.
Again, Tomes hard to the bucket, unable to get it to go. Rebound by Farron. Tomes immediately right on her. She's able to shake the defense. Now Oddmark. Oddmark hands it off to Moline. Moline kicks out from beyond the arc. It's up and off the rim. It's Moline and Tomes battle there. They say it was last touched by Eastridge. It'll stay White Bear Lake basketball.
Yeah, that could have gone either way. I think feel confident the right call was made there, but either way, White Bear's ball and an opportunity here.
Just over 5 left to play. 36-29 is Moline from the corner now. Makes her way in, and Moline hard to the bucket and gets it to go. Nice basket there by Alexa Moline. It's now a 5-point game.
Yeah, something White Bear needed, and she needed. That's her first points of the evening for a player we highlighted who's been in foul trouble most of the game, contributing here down the stretch for White Bear.
And again, Tomes showing the senior leadership as she pulls up and hits the 6-footer. And we're back to a 7-point ball game as Oddmark now from the side. Janicki up top to Farron. Well, Jordan Farron hands off to Oddmark. Now Crouch. Crouch hard in, up, can't get it to go. Farron was there. Some contact inside, no call. And it's going to be Eastridge ball. Looked like there might have been some interference on Farron, but no call nonetheless.
Well, I think it was both ways. I think before, I think it could have been a little over the back. Well, before that, that replay, I think there could have been a little over back on Sexay there, but either way, Eastridge has control of this game, and they've got the ball and a 7-point lead, and we'll see how this one plays out here.
Oddmark now with the close defense on Tomes. Pick is set by Sexay, and it's a moving pick, so it'll go against the Raptors. Raptors not too happy with the call. 4 minutes left to play. 7-point ball game as White Bear Lake is looking to get a couple of stops and a few baskets on the offensive end. Crouch now will come across center court. Hand off to Farron. Farron inside. Up, but can't get it to go was Oddmark. Canole with the rebound, and now Tomes back the other way. White Bear Lake needs a defensive stand here. And Sexay up top, over to Tomes. Tomes has taken the last 4. She shoots the 5th. Canole with the offensive board, hard up, but can't get that to go. It's a rebound by Farron, and she'll leave it behind now. She hands off to Janicki now. Oddmark down to Crouch. Crouch on the baseline, and she stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, I think the refs have done a decent job this evening of, kind of calling some spots down low on some physical play and kind of just letting them play a little bit. Whether it's they've all been right and they've all been wrong, but you can't get too carried away and be whistle happy and just make this a free throw contest.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. There's been a lot of physical play, both teams leaving it out there, and that's what you want to see in a close ball game. Is again Moline, who hasn't done much tonight, but lately the last 2 buckets have been huge.
Yeah, last 2 buckets, and gives her some confidence. She's got 4 points on the evening, and definitely if she wouldn't have got to foul trouble early in that first half, she could have been a factor in the first as well. But here she is, and 5 points down White Bear with 3 minutes to go. Really anything can happen if they play good, sound defense and capitalize on some opportunities.
Eastridge, Glenn Worm calls the timeout. And we want to remind folks about the upcoming broadcast we have here on TV 19 as we'll be covering another girls basketball game along with the boys basketball game. Back-to-back action coming up next Tuesday night when the Polars from North St. Paul take on the crosstown hated rival Titans from Tartan. And that should be a good one on both ends. So make sure to set the dial for the 21st.
Yeah, we did a game. We saw the North boys team play once, and they've got some gamers, and they've got a real good ball club that could make a run at another state tournament appearance.
Exciting time of the year for section playoffs as Johnson sends one up that rattles in and out. Farron with the rebound, and a nice job there by Storr to pick the pocket of Farron, and now Tomes tries to chew away at what's left, and from downtown, and Tomes again, the senior, continues to thrive here late in the game as she hits the tray. Farron inside the other way, a quick basket for White Bear Lake. That's just what they needed.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 5-point game. Farron had that big rebound there, and that was all White Bear, all they needed. A couple passes, and set up a good offensive possession. Instead, they turned the ball over, and that was just absolutely cold-blooded there by Tomes to hit that big three to give her 20 points on the evening. And I think, especially down the stretch, since this game was tied up, and we've said this as the game drew on the last few minutes, but I think she's absolutely, without a doubt, been the difference in this ball game.
Oh, absolutely. She's taken all of the first looks for the Raptors here, the last 6 to be exact, down the stretch here, and you can just see her teammates have got confidence that their senior captain is going to take them down. Now Jordan Farron again hits the three. Big bucket for the Bears. Is now under 2 minutes left to play. Eastridge leads at 41-38.
Yeah, that big three gives Farron 17 on the evening, and just a fantastic job by the sophomore.
Again, Tomes takes the shot for the Raptors. Can't get this one to go. Crouch back the other way. Minute and a half left to play. Downtown, it's off the front of the rim as Moline tried to tie it up. And now Storr will hand off to Tomes.
Yeah, that was a good look and a good opportunity for White Bear. Sometimes they just don't fall, but that was not a foolish shot or a foolish offensive possession.
Johnson now hands off again to Tomes. 1:10 left to play, and the call looks like it'll go against White Bear Lake as some contact was made. It'll be on Moline. Now that'll be her 4th. And head coach Jeremy Post will leave her in for the remainder of the game as he needs the senior. 1:05 left to play now. Tipped around, but Johnson's able to corral it. Up top again, Tomes, under a minute. 3-point ball game, sent into the corner. Storr sends it back up top, and again, Tomes finds it at the top of the key. And now again, Tomes, and this time Oddmark comes out to make the foul, and they'll put Tomes on the line. And I think the way that she's been down the stretch here, that's the last one.
No, in all game. I mean, she's a smooth operator there on the free throw line, and good shooter and just a cold-blooded offensive player. So yeah, definitely not the one you want to put on the line. But yeah, it's tough here in the high school ranks when you don't have the shot clock. Trying to play the possession battle as you go on. I mean, you basically either got to foul or get the offensive possession, because basically you can run it out for 2 minutes if you have to.
Yeah, which is kind of I don't know how much I like that, to be honest. Not that they care much what my opinion is, but you touched on it, and it becomes a game of keep away, which, isn't showcasing a whole lot of talent when you're just passing the ball around for 2 minutes to close out a game. But we've got a good one here tonight. It's 41-38. with 42 seconds left to play. Eastridge will be inbounding after the foul from Oddmark on Tomes. And we'll see what kind of defensive game plan Jeremy Post has written up for the Bears to try to create a turnover here, tie this ball game up. Storr inbounds to Tomes. Cregan's on her. Now sent back over to Kennel. And there's the foul there. Foul on Kennel. 32 seconds left to play, and that'll put Kennel on the line.
And that's a good player to put on the line there. Kennel was definitely shot low percentage from the free throw line this evening, and if they can get her here to miss one, they got an opportunity.
And that'll be the end of the night for Alexa Moline as she fouls out with 32 seconds left to play. Couple big buckets late, though. And certainly provided a spark for the Bears.
Yeah, she had a spark offensively, putting 4 quick ones on there, and also she had an opportunity at a big 3 to tie this game up that just rattled in and out.
And Kennel's able to get the first to drop. A huge bucket now becomes a 2-possession ball game with 32 seconds left. So Knoll doing a nice job of converting the first. Unable to get the second, but Sexay's there for the rebound, tied up a bit with Farron. And that'll put Sexay on the line.
Yeah, that would have been a big rebound there for White Bear to snag up and possibly, do a little damage on the offensive end and make it a 2-point game, but
Sexay hits the first. You see him tie up here. Sexay certainly one of the much better free throw percentage shooter for the Raptors. Kind of a tough break there that the Bears found her at the line as she converts on both. 44-38, half-minute left to play. White Bears got to score immediately as the pick set there. Crouch comes off it. Sent up, but can't get it to go. Sexay with a rebound. Tomes now from the corner. And she'll try to dribble it out, and the foul is called there now on Michaela Cregan. And that'll put Noelle Tomes on the line and a chance to kind of ice this one out.
Yeah, almost fitting, if you will. I mean, just kind of the way this game is played out, and the stars and the players and what we've talked about. But to have Noel Toms to put this game out of reach and kind of put that nail in the coffin, if you will, this evening is just kind of fitting.
Yeah, she's played very well down the stretch, and like I said, her teammates certainly, you can tell, they trust what the senior captain is going to do with the ball, as she had taken majority of the final shots down the stretch. Is a nice job here as Janicki hard to the buckets, able to get it to go. It makes it a 6-point ball game, but with only 4 seconds left. That'll just about do it. And we'll take another look at the upcoming schedule, what the Bears have remaining here as they close out the rest of February.
Yeah, they've got a tough matchup against Cretin, who's another team up there in the Suburban East Conference. Mounds View should be a victory for them, and then closing out against Roseville. But for any chance of winning that conference championship, it's going to be tough after this loss this evening. But, they could maybe do Eastridge a favor and knock off Roseville, and if Eastridge runs out. So, yeah, it's still anybody's conference here as we wind down the season here.
Yeah, we take a look at what Eastridge has up ahead, and certainly now they're in the driver's seat with the win here tonight as they were battling with the Bears, to get into a chance to, as they knocked off Roseville. We talked about it earlier, but an upcoming game against Park and then Woodbury, and then to finish out with Mounds View. So the Raptors are in the proverbial driver's seat as they kind of close this one out. Again, they'll send Tomes to the line.
I think Tomes kind of looked at it like, why are you putting me on the line here? I think this one's out of reach, but if you want to add to my stat sheet, why not, huh?
Well, that looks to be what they're going to do. A pretty impressive free throw shooter thus far. She's able to hit the first.
Yeah, that gives her 23 points on the evening. 17's her average, so she's above average this evening. See if she can complete it off with, a little short. 23 is going to be the number.
And that will do it.
Yeah, by far, Jeb. Player of the game, as far as I'm concerned, is Noel Tomes here this evening. She was, above and beyond the top-notch player this evening, and I think she, like I said earlier, she's the difference in the game, and great victory for Eastridge.
So the Raptors will move ahead in the Suburban East standings with a victory here tonight. The final from White Bear Lake South Campus, the Raptors 47, the Bears 40. Want to thank everyone for joining us tonight here on TV 19. Alongside Corey Franzmeyer, I'm Jeff Brand. We'll see you next time.